A few weeks ago, I built an injection molder with some cheap drill presses and some custom machined parts. The basic idea is that it extrudes melted plastic into a mold so you can make copies of whatever tiny little trinkets you want. This week, I'm taking the setup on the road to Chicago to meet up with another YouTuber, Miscast. Trent is a maker who specializes in miniatures for tabletop games, which is what the convention in Chicago is all about.
Should I rear end this Tesla?
Yes.
Why is your car so loud?
Because I removed all the things that make it not loud.
Look at this.
We just got to the convention and we got a flat. So Evan's gonna put on a spare.
This is the spare.
I have no idea what to expect out of this convention, but I'm not leaving without making something.
Gonna see if we can find Trent in there in all the madness and see if this crappy injection molder will actually make something with the molds we got. I actually have like no info on what he brought. We'll see.
Walking into this convention center, I felt a little underprepared. All I've got is a questionably functional, scrapped-together injection molding machine in the back of my car. But as long as I relax and have fun, I'm sure it'll be a good experience.
Now reel it in.
And as we were going to get some coffee, we found Trent.
Big boy. This is my buddy Mike.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to meet you.
Yeah, it's been busy. It's been good. I've just been running around like mad. How long you been here?
This is my first time meeting or collaborating with another YouTube creator. It's strange because I've watched his videos for so long, but at the same time, it feels like we already know each other through our channels. And before I knew it, we were headed out to my car to give a little demo of the injection molding setup.
This is the car. I promise I'm not like a meth addict.
Damn.
Allowood bed.
Here, you gotta see the dashboard actually. This is the most interesting.
Most of it works. We still have heating. That's the cracked out setup.
That's fucking fun.
Airbags still probably work, maybe.
Like your spare tires.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are rated for 70 miles an hour, man.
But only 3.
So I gotta heat it up and purge the old plastic.
Oh man.
So this will show you the temperature it's at and then the temperature you're targeting. So it's at 15 Celsius out of 230. But basically this is a plunger, this is the whole heating thing. And it'll stick the mold under there, just plunge through whatever plastic you got. I was chopping up 5-gallon buckets to try to get them to injection mold, but that wasn't like the best plastic for it. So I got some like other pellets.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the setup. We can fuck around with that later today.
It seemed like the group was pretty excited about the potential of injection molding, but we've got very limited time to do this. I'm only here for one day, and Trent is a really busy guy at this convention.
Build report?
Going well. We may or may not actually get any models because we'll need to live make the molds here, which is kind of crazy, but we're gonna see about it. Apparently there's a Home Depot up the road. We're gonna see if we can find some steel sticks, some JB weld, and maybe make something on the spot, bootleg some miniatures. I don't know. We'll see.
Before I make a material run, we have to find the actual model that I'm going to be duplicating. So we consulted some of Trent's other model-making friends.
So my Evan, he's got a, I heard you just got an injection molder in your
I had an injection molder in my car.
to put like some miniatures. So
Right now, we should recast something.
Yes. So Tanner went to Noble Knight and bought an out of production War miniature so that he could get it recast here.
yeah, that's what Tanner's. Unlike an old Space Marine, so that's fun.
We started looking through Trent's boxes to find a good candidate for the 2-part injection mold.
So this one might be too much volume. I think that would be doable. We run a seam like right along there. We need like something dumb simple for making an easy 2-part.
At least as simple as this.
Yeah. Cool.
For 2-part molds, the big factor is overhangs, making sure that there's a clean seam line where you can pull apart each half of the mold without getting caught on protruding things like legs and arms.
It's quite fun.
I like him.
You reckon we can do it?
I think so. If we've like green stuff, fill in that little gap.
Yeah.
That could work too.
After browsing through a couple options, we decided on the little Space Marine figure by Tanner Simpson.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, for real. Sweet.
With our model picked, we just have to do some prep work and source some materials for the molding process.
Yeah, as long as it's coated so the epoxy doesn't stick to it.
Well, like silicone spray for like zips and stuff.
Oh, I actually might have silicone lubricant in my car.
Yeah.
That would probably work.
It's kind of funny bouncing ideas back and forth with Trent since his videos were basically what got me into this whole hobby to begin with.
All right, we'll meet back. Yeah, that's great.
And with us splitting off to go to the hardware store and get some materials while Trent stayed back and filled some gaps on the miniature, Michael and I got our first breath of fresh air to figure out the plan.
So we got thrown into that pretty quick. Right away, we met up with Trent and started making connections, getting on the mission. I haven't actually walked the floor of the convention yet. We haven't like seen the main area, but we're on a mission. This is what we came for. This is a fun challenge, is making something work with hardware store stuff we have available to us, seeing what we can get done. The Home Depot. Yeah, so I work here actually. We're gonna go through so much of this. I don't got money like that. You know, the thing about Home Depot is you can't buy cereal here. And that's what makes Menards really a step above the game. Soda pop, cinnamon toast crunch. Can't get it here. Silicone lubricant.
With our makeshift mold release and mold materials acquired, it was time to prep the machine.
So we're just waiting for it to heat up right now. I gotta purge all the old bad plastic out of it so we can load the new pellets that we got, which should yield a little better surface quality than the previous test. Picked up 3 things of epoxy that we can use to make some molds. Hopefully it's enough for what we need. I'm calling it a success if we get the 1 out of it. We need like a piece of scrap wood or something.
Aren't you Evan Monsma?
Yeah, I'm kind of running low on scrap wood in the car right now. Let's load some of these pellets.
I need my machine cleanly switched over from the old plastic to the new one to get better surface quality.
There it is.
Oh yeah. All right. So we are successfully switched.
Back in the convention center, we met up with Trent again.
I guess we still need to make a...
The line needs to be here.
With the model slightly altered to fit our 2-part mold, we were ready to start with our janky JB Weld solution.
How long does this take to set? Is this fast? Like 10 minutes. Oh, sick. Okay.
I know the JB Weld works pretty well, but I've never tried this silicone lubricant as a mold release before. We basically just need some kind of coating on the model to make sure the JB Weld epoxy doesn't stick to it and prevent it from releasing. But without access to any specialty mold making materials, the best I could do is just try it and hope this isn't a giant waste of time. As the epoxy starts to firm up, we can shape it around the edge to get the seam line nice and add some air venting. Without vents, the plastic won't be able to move through the whole model and fill it out properly. There are a lot of factors at play here that could make this not work, but we'll just have to see.
So we're making a bootleg mold for Evan's injection molder that's in the back of a van at the moment.
We also had a pretty significant audience watching us do this, which is funny because I have no idea what I'm doing. Trent is a very experienced and skilled guy in the world of miniature making, but I just came in here with an idea that should, in theory, work, and the confidence to give it a go even if it turns out trash. That's the mindset I go into projects with in my own studio, but this is a little different given that I only have a couple hours and 1 real shot to get this thing done.
Now we just hope that he's not trapped in here forever.
Yes.
In his JB Weld tomb. I think it's gonna release.
I was pretty confident at this point putting the second half of the mold on, but things were about to get iffy. As the mold set, we were planning out where our injection hole was going to be, but when it came time to actually split the thing...
I might be getting impatient. I tend to get impatient with these things and just...
The epoxy was taking way longer than usual to firm up to its usual rock hardness, and as I tried to pry it open, it felt like it was tearing a little bit. At the same time though, I can't let it sit for too long, let it fully harden, and never be able to get the model out.
Like, just trying to like break that seal, you know? Like, if you work it around.
It's a little soft. I'm gonna wait a little longer.
This stuff usually sets in 5 to 10 minutes, but for some reason it was going really slow.
We're close.
See how I'm just like ripping it? It's just not quite cured enough for me to like really put pressure on it.
Oh, same crackage.
I kind of want to just YOLO and pull it apart.
Gonna go for it?
See what happens.
After some time, we decided to just rip it open and fix whatever tearing happened after.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
Let's let Scott
That's a mold, baby.
That's surgery.
After that tense surgical operation, we had something.
There he is.
Rough, but definitely a mold.
Yeah, we might have a messy seam line, but
This nose section is kind of off kilter, so it's like it might be hard to pull from the.
any overhangs probably got ripped out anyway, so like...
It's also like if the metal bit came out, plastic would come out. But I mean, like the detail is superb in it.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. We might get a lot of flashing, but we'll see.
All that was left was to cut a simple input hole.
I haven't figured out yet like what the best size is for the input mold. I figure we can always make it bigger.
Yeah.
Can't really make it smaller.
This is a little Tanner bootleg I did of the Tanner Space Marine. We're just about to injection mold.
Nice.
We can run a test.
Yeah.
I think if we do a second one, it'll be better. But I'm happy with this. We're doing it. Let's go. Oh, we're losing light out there. It's all right.
With my questionably functional mold, it was time to do some injecting.
Oh man. So it's at 10 degrees. Target temperature is 200.
Oh, thank God I got the coat, huh?
This was my first time trying the injection molder in a cold temperature, which could screw things up.
Which model?
It's his Moldo Tier Space Marine.
Oh, yeah. That one's sick.
Okay.
So these are the heating bands.
Yeah.
You stick the plastic in there, it heats. There's a little nozzle at the bottom. And then the top is just a drill press.
Yeah.
And so you just press it all through. Once the plastic melts and whatever mold you put down there, it just injects through.
Once it got up to temp, I went for my first attempt at injection.
Because I don't have like any way of seeing how full it is, I kind of have to get a feel for it with each mold, so maybe this one didn't fill. Oh, nothing. Literally nothing.
Oh, it didn't make it.
Next one. So the problem is we didn't make it flat on the bottom, so it wants to slide this way. So I might have to like do something.
Like, how about this process so far?
You know, it's everything I expected it to be honest. But I'm still optimistic.
It's still not coming through?
It's still a little slanted. So when I press down, it's sliding this way. So I just gotta flatten it out a little.
The first injection didn't work because of my weirdly shaped mold. When I put pressure down, the mold slid out of the way and it missed the input hole. And after flattening the base, I gave it another shot.
There's something in here. I don't know if I went far enough, but we're getting there. We're getting there.
That's something.
All right, we need the legs, so I need to go a little further than that. Texture's actually pretty good. Just need to go a little further to get the legs in.
Oh man.
This is gonna work good.
Infinitely reusable.
Yep, we can just throw the cast back in there.
Yeah, as long as we keep burning fuel, it's infinitely reusable.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, the layer line, like the seam is actually not...
That's kind of sick.
Once we get the legs to come through.
Yeah.
Does somebody want that guy, or should I toss him there?
Man, that's fun. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah, if anybody needs to warm up, just come touch the injection.
Oh, it's gorgeous. This one's gonna be even better because the mold is hot now.
True.
I would honestly, I would crack your bonnet and I'd put it on the engine and warm it up.
Actually, might not be a bad idea. That was not enough.
I'm not.
I'm gonna remelt this guy.
After the second attempt, I was still having issues applying enough pressure, so I graduated up to power tools to level my mold base. This time, to make sure all the air got filled out, I applied a ton of pressure, which ended up overflowing my mold a little bit.
Well, we've got flashing, but it filled. Oh shit.
My mold had broken.
So I think our epoxy was weaker because of the release agent. The silicone kind of weakened it. So this might be the last one, and then we go in.
Got us the power switch, dude. The Space Marine?
Damn. That's fun.
It's a little fucky.
It's a little fucky.
Looks tight. Shows promise.
Like, it's getting to the top of this, like this section, and then it's cooling, and then it has all this to push into that.
The mold ended up cracking because of so much pressure. The mold had improper air venting and it was cold, which cooled down the plastic quicker, both contributing to the higher pressure. And on top of that, the mold was softer than it should have been because of the silicone that I used for a mold release. After all this work, I kinda considered this a failure. So we took off and grabbed a much needed meal.
All right. How's your small water?
Yeah, I kind of wish the shake was this size and the water was this size. Sometimes you can tell a story that's like, the resolution is that sometimes failure is okay. I feel like you can only tell that so many times. Like, I can't make a video every other week where I fail my project and just be like, oh, well, sometimes it's okay. You know, that gets boring. So, yeah, it is pressure.
Back where we started.
Back at the Home Depot for part 2.
I wasn't gonna let that failure be the end of it.
Alright, so I'm very tired at this point. It's what, like 11 p.m., something like that? And we're an hour different, so it's actually like midnight for us. But we're not giving up. Do this little guy justice. He's a little beat up after the last round of castings, but we're gonna see if we can get a couple copies out that are a little nicer. Keep out of reach of children. That's me. Secret juice, our secret formula. It's butcher block conditioner. It should be kind of like a waxy petroleum jelly type thing that in theory will keep the steel stick from sticking to itself. 2.5 sticks left. This took about 1.5, so we can make a bit more robust of a mold this time, I believe.
Are you gonna start from scratch?
Yeah. Coffee's kicking in. $7 of JB Weld on the line. That's like my whole monthly paycheck. He's going in the soup. Okay, already this gel, it's really preventing it from sticking. Is it gonna cause trouble for the curing? That's the big question. Oh, it's hardening up. Oh yeah. I just want to see it come out so I know it's a good press. Oh yeah. It's already curing much faster than last time. I think the silicone really did screw up the last one. This is very promising.
In theory, this new mold should fix all the issues we had with the previous one. Better air venting, better mold release, better curing, and we're gonna preheat it. It was about 1 a.m. our time at this point, and we had a 2-hour drive to where we were staying, so we seriously considered just saving our improvements for next year and leaving without really having produced any good models. But I was pretty confident I could get better results than I did earlier that evening. With the second half of our brand new mold taking shape and looking a lot better than the previous iteration, it was time to pull it apart and see if our model would release a bit easier than last time.
Oh, so much easier. So much easier, dude. There he is. This is going so much smoother than last time. He's already coming out. Okay.
I've got a ways to go until our drive home still, but I was feeling pretty good at this point. Returning out to the now even colder night of Chicago, I flattened down the injection face and the bottom of the new mold.
Bro, we're literally in the middle of a parking lot right now.
I'm expecting some good stuff out of this one. I'm feeling good about this.
It was taking some time with the weather to get the machine up to heat, and that also took a toll on our camera batteries.
All right, we're at 70%.
Weren't we at like 80 a second ago?
Yeah, it's cold, man.
On top of that, we didn't know how much longer we had until Trent left. He was flying out the next morning and it was already pretty late. The goal is to come back in and surprise him with our new results, but I don't even have a way to contact him because there's no signal inside the convention center. so all I can do is try to get this working as fast as possible.
I think we've got one here. Oh yeah. Didn't feel his toes, but that's almost it. I'm gonna try putting air tunnels through his toes. I'm hoping that's small enough that air will get through, but plastic won't. We'll find out. I think we got it. Yes. He's got little laser toes.
The new air vents worked, but demolding the back half of this one was pretty tough. I carved down the inside of my mold a bit and gave it another shot.
I've been waiting for this moment since like September when Trent first came into my chat. This might be the one that starts the production run. We'll just bang him out after this. Oh, he's yucky. Oh, I didn't get the feet in this one, but if this demolds, we're golden.
We weren't filming a ton because of the cold, but we'd been outside for over an hour and a half at this point just troubleshooting and trying to get the process down. But after 5 or 10 little attempted space creatures...
Yes! My little goblin. Alright, this is quality. I can give this one out. That's... We got it.
With one solid cast finally made, I had the process down.
Yeah. See if that filled the toes.
And as quick as I could, I just kept making more and more.
That's another one. Next one.
I had some fun switching around the colors to make a bunch of different kinds too.
That's gotta be good. Oh, this one's dope. Oh, this one is sick.
It's not even about the models, really. It's about doing something weird and trying to spark ideas for other people. Bringing my wacky jack-of-all-trades ideas to a niche hobbyist space and taking advice from the masters to make it happen. Anyway, to deliver my silly little miniatures, I had to track down whoever's still left in the convention center at 2 or 3 a.m.
Let's go check the back room.
Yeah. We have a new mold. Oh yeah? And we've had some results out of it. Oh. Oh. Whoa.
That's not bad.
That's really good. Would you usually come out maybe JB1?
Oh, no shit. You made the cast like the
Yeah, we made this an hour ago. Yeah. So we made the mold.
I never would have thought of that. Not in a million years. But it's set in like 5 minutes. So it's perfect.
Yep.
That's so cool.
That's cool. Still have
That gives me a lot of ideas.
Alright. We did it. We successfully did it. Handed out some models. It's so late at night now. Everybody's like so tired and winding down. But we did it. The injection molder's on top of the car right now, airing out the fumes, cooling down so that we don't die on our drive back. We got 2 hours back to where we're sleeping, but I called it a success. What do you think, Pat?
This was amazing.
Better than I could have expected. I was like not anticipating anything out of this, any usable models at all. And we got some little guys that work, and we gave them out. On to next year. Next year we'll have a huge setup. Be making all sorts of copies, all kinds of molds. This is great. This is a very promising start.
Thank you for your time.